All right, gonna try a board update. Here's the windows for the Welcome Center. They came in yesterday. I'll probably go in tomorrow. The large bay windows have one side that opens. There's two of those, so that'll be nice. Not much changed in here. We have moved all the cars in, obviously, to do the roof. The roof has been a bit of a fiasco. I do have a second letter going out that I've given to the roofing company detailing all the complaints we have per our attorney's request. So we're trying to meet the terms of our contract if we have a problem. So doing that and fighting with the roofing company, and I'll kind of detail it once I get in there, but we're trying to get some stuff done. People have been donating stuff that came in donated. Had a lot of pictures and books and stuff like that donated. Patty's got all the stuff here to do the shirt sales and so forth. We've got more t-shirts in stock. Everything's kind of crammed in here now till we get the Welcome Center done. Once that's done, we can move everything in, but we had to start putting things in some type of order. The boardroom, I think I showed you that last month. It's ready to go now, but we're just really waiting on the Welcome Center to get finished. We've had really cool wet weather here. There's 4 more banners we're going to hang in the museum there. But yeah, I don't quite know where to hang them yet because I don't know where the cars are going to be. So we really love that overhead door there. That's really good. Back here we've started to put together the fabrication center. That's all shelving in the back for storing things. And I've got a lot of the equipment finally moved into place. A bench, leg press for trannies, oxygen settling, welders, press there, another bench grinder and so forth, airflow bench, solvent tanks, bead blaster. Drill press is up now. Grinder, that big grinder there's a flat sander for flat sanding head, stuff like that. We've got storage back here now. So slow but sure, we just decided things have to start finding a home. So that's kind of what we've been working on, is trying to find homes. And we moved in a pallet rack. This one we moved in from the museum. This one we added also. So slowly we're getting some stuff. We're going to put a walk door where that light is. Right underneath that light right there will be a walk door going outside, 42-inch. Into the enclosed area, and I think that hoist was up last time, but there's a hoist right outside on the pad, and that's really nice. Really love having a hoist outside. Always wanted an outdoor hoist. Now I got one. In here at the museum, not much done different. This is an engine donated by Greg Andreessen. It's a cutaway. It's a really cool cutaway, good detail. He also donated this stand with the turbos. This stuff all came out of a dealer in Chicago, so some of you may know other dealers that are closing out and have some cool stuff. That's a 2-stroke. It's an old school performance 2-stroke engine that I got in and rebuilt, and the head pops off and I use it for display. Of course, the Barber car, I think we had that last board update. The roof, real quick on that, there's just a lot of problems. We've had water infiltration because the way they did the roof was, in my opinion, and the metal company's opinion, wrong. They should have replaced an entire section north and south and then, worked their way to the east, and they didn't. They did a little section there, then they did all this up to here, and then they're back over there. And the ridge caps where you can see all the insulation hanging, that's all been left loose and leaking water. It's been a real pain in the butt, and not quite sure how it's all going to shake down. We are governed by arbitration, so I've got a friend of mine coming in, has a roofing company. He's going to look at it too and see what he thinks, and we'll start the legal process of what needs to be done. They are finally doing things the right way, but that's, now that I'm back from Sweden, I finally got them convinced to do things different. This floor, it's kind of hard to see in the video. It looks really brown, but it's more red in person. And this is the Welcome Center. We poured the floor, I think, Tuesday, and the good Lord blessed us without getting water inside because it would have ruined the sealed floor. So said a lot of prayers over that deal. Anyway, the wash bays there, we had to add a 500-gallon storage tank outside. It's an oil sand separator per city code, which drove the cost up about $8,000 just on that. We have put in in-ground or in-floor heat, so this will all be water heat throughout this section of the building. We've got it all zoned separate so we can control temperatures differently. Those big bay windows go right in here. And then Patty and I will have an office over there. Obviously the wash bay, bathroom. The areas above the bathroom will be open to where we can store stuff up there. I think that'll be a good way to display stuff. And we got one large beam I'll show you outside that goes across the top here to support the roof. And that beam we're going to try to wrap in what's called mountain pine beetle wood. It's wood that's been destroyed by pine beetles, and when they get into the wood and kill the tree, it turns the wood this really cool grayish color, and it's a phenomenal looking wood. Tom Nelson in Colorado actually has a lot of that wood, and he's going to help supply us with some. We're going to try to wrap that beam in pine beetle, and then we're going to make a sliding door, almost like a barn door. Everything's subject to city code approval, but a barn door out of pine wood beetle and beetle pine wood, excuse me. And then you'll slide that to let people into the museum. So there's a few cool things we're going to try to do there. Put my shoes back on here. But really excited about the floor. It turned out real good. We had to take a chance on it. We didn't know what it was going to look like, but it's called Black Hills Red Clay. This area in the Black Hills and northeast Wyoming, which is only 30 miles away, is known for its red clay, red sand soil. And that's one of the things I really love about the Black Hills is this red clay that's around here, red sand. So when we started talking about epoxy or coloring the cement, they basically use the sand soil type around the area, which starts to give it this reddish color, and then they add dye to it to accent it. Then when they finish the floor, they burnish it with it actually there's blackened areas in the floor, so it looks pretty darn cool. Pretty excited about that. Trying to think of anything else to talk in about here. Like I said, the roof's kind of a disaster. The good news is when the places they're replacing the roof, they are fixing the leaks that we've had since we bought the building. So obviously that's a good thing. When we're done, we're going to have a way better roof regardless of how they do it than what we had before. You can still see insulation falling down back there from the old stuff, but we have a lot of water in spots on insulation. A lot of the areas they have replaced, put new insulation in. The metal company, Sheffield Metal, they got plants all over the world, but anyway, one of their guys that's up here came on site and looked at the place, looked at the job. He said in a previous career he was a mold expert, and he said, to be honest, he says once you seal that roof up and the sun beats down on it, he says that moisture will actually evaporate away, and because there's no organic material, it takes an organic material, it takes heat, it takes moisture to make mold. It's a three-pronged thing. He said it really won't be a problem. And that's been confirmed by several other people I've talked to who said, hey, if they just get it sealed up, get it dried up, replace the real wet stuff, I think you'll be okay. But that's kind of what they're doing there. That's a new piece of insulation that they couldn't get to match. And it's just some weird, stupid stuff they're doing. And that's old piece there that's broke. But it's really frustrating, and it's going extremely slow. We've had such cold, wet weather, very unseasonably cold and wet. And every time it rains, which lately has been every freaking day, then we've got sand and mud and gravel is a problem. This should be black topped. They're going to try to do it before the night at the museum. I doubt that'll happen. Everyone's so far behind with the weather. I mean, today it rained all morning. Back in the Midwest, we've been getting hammered with 105, 110 degree heat index, and here in the hills, it's two seasons, July and winter. It's been cool. You need a jacket just about every day. But they'll come in tomorrow and put in some windows. We'll get the doors and stuff coming in. And the Welcome Center does have the new roof on it already. The roof matches the building, new roof that we'll be having. The one thing that I didn't point out in there is this tin is all crushed along this whole side of this building is all crushed. That's all covered now except where the star's at. And we're going to put all new siding on here. It'll be gray in color. This will be light gray, and then we're going to paint the museum. We'll paint it dark gray. It'll look a lot like the Ford dealer right up the road there. We didn't realize it till after we ordered everything. We're kind of duplicating what they have, but a dark gray and a light gray, and then we're going to have a brick facade that comes up about 3-4 foot, and then it'll turn into wood siding. So the museum should look very sharp, and then once we get everything asphalted, that'll help a ton. The metal, it actually comes in these round reels, and they have a machine for this, is all for the roof, that it rolls out and then it crimps the metal into whatever corrugation you want. And we chose a corrugation pattern that would have the most strength for hail. So that's why it is what it is now. But when we're all said and done, everything will be nice. We'll have to see if we end up in arbitration on the roof or what happens there, or maybe contacting you guys to vote on stuff. But as of now, we'll let them keep rolling and see where we're at. Once they get the museum wrapped up, which should be probably by the end of next week, then we'll have to decide if we're going to let the same company continue on the building or what we're going to do, enter into arbitration and try to break the contract. Just afraid that's going to get expensive if we do all that. So anyway, that's about all I got. I will send this video to you guys and we will be in touch and see what happens. Appreciate everyone watching and input. All right, take care. Have a good 4th.